Hello, everybody. My name is Eugen Ascarez, and my co-presenter's name is Christine C. Abregoso. Today, we're going to present to you the Violence Against Women and Their Children Act, or RA 9262. RA 9262, it is a result of strong advocacies on the woman human rights in the country, which is the Philippines. This law was deemed to be the significant victory of all Filipino women, as it was based on the right of the woman not to suffer abuse, discrimination, violence against their respective relationships. The important features of the law includes four kinds of violation against women and children are defined. In its effort to the encompass of all types of human abuse inflicted to women and their children, it includes physical, psychological, sexual, and economic abuses. Number two, vowsy is a public crime. The crime or perpetrated not only against to the single individual but against the entire society, thus anyone who has personal knowledge of the abuse. Number 3. Protect orders can be issued against the perpetrator. Upon filing the case, the victim or survivor or anyone who has personal knowledge can be applied for a protection order to enforce distance between her and the perpetrator. Number 4. A stronger community mechanism to respond to case. Various government agencies are mandated to quickly respond or formulate mechanism to respond reported cases of vowsy immediately.
By the way, my name is Christine C. Abregoso, the second reporter, and I the one to continue the report of Eugen Ascarez. So my topic is about Section 8 Protection Order. So a protection order is an order issued under the Act for the purpose of preventing further acts of violence against a woman or her children specified in Section 5 of this Act and granting other necessary relief. The relief granted under a protection order serves purpose of safeguarding the victim from further harm, minimizing any disruption in the victim's daily life, and facilitating the opportunity and daily ability of the victim to independently regain control over her life. So next is the laws enumerates the following relief that may be availed of through a protection order. So number 1, prohibition of respondent or perpetrator from threatening to commit or committing personally or through another any of acts penalized by the anti-vowsy law. Number 2, prohibition of the respondent from harassing, annoying, telephoning, contacting, or otherwise communicating with the petitioner or victim or survivor directly or indirectly. Number 3, removal of exclusion of the respondent from the residence of the petitioner, whether temporary or permanently. Number 4, directing the respondent to stay away from the petitioner and any designated family or household member at a distance specified by the court. Number 5, directing lawful possession and use by the petitioner of an automobile and other personal effects regardless of ownership. Number 6, granting temporary or permanent custody of a child or children to the petitioner. 7, directing the respondent to provide support to the woman and or her child if entitled the legal support. Number 8, prohibition of the respondent from any use or possession of any firearm or deadly weapon and order him to surrender the same, including revocation of license and disqualification to apply for any license to use or possess a firearm. 9. Restitution for actual damages caused by violence inflicted, including property damage, medical expenses, and loss of income. Number 10, directing the Department of Social Welfare and Development or DSWD or any appropriate agency to provide temporary shelter and other social services that the petitioner may need. And number 11, provision of other forms of relief as may be necessary to protect and provide for the safety for the safety of petitioner. So next is Section 35, Rights of Victim. So, in the rights of victim, in addition to the rights under existing laws, victims of violence against women and their children shall have the following rights. So, A, to be treated with respect and dignity. B, to avail of legal assistance from the Public Attorney's Office or PAO and the Department of Justice or DOJ or any public legal assistance office. C, to be entitled to support services from the DSWD or LGUs. E, to be informed of their rights and to apply for a protection order. So next is duties of national and local government offices. So in Section 39 of RA 9262 provides for the creation of the Interagency Council on Violence Against Women and Their Children or IAC-VAUC, which shall formulate gender-sensitive programs and projects according to their respective agency mandates, including capability building programs for their employees. So, the IAC-VAUC consists of the following agencies. First is DSWD. Next is National Commission on the Role for the Welfare of Children. 3. Department of Justice. 4. Department of Interior and Local Government. 5. Civil Service Commission. 6. Commission of Human Rights. 7. Council for the Welfare of Children. 8. Philippine National Police. 9. Department of Health. 10. Department of Education. 11. Department of Labor and Employment. And last, 12. National Bureau of Investigation. So next is and also the implementing rules and regulations of the Anti-VAUC Act state the following duties and responsibilities of LGUs or the barangay in addressing VAUC cases, apart from the issuance of barangay protection order. So in Section 47, duties of function of barangay officials in order to eliminate violence against women and children, barangay officials shall A. Undertake an education program on Republic Act No. 9262 and on violence against women and their children and why it exists, the rights and remedies of victims or survivors, and the duties of residents and all barangay officials. B. Have a family violence prevention program including peer counseling for men. C. Support organizing efforts and development programs for women in the community. D. Prioritize livelihood projects for or survivors. Next is E. Involve women in planning and implementation of all programs and projects in barangay. F. Have an anti-VAUSI desk officer in the barangay who shall coordinate one-step help desk. As much as possible, this help desk shall be open for 24 hours. J. G. That all barangay officials, barangay health workers, barangay nutrition scholars, and other barangay workers and TANOD or barangay security officers undergo gender sensitivity seminars to enable them to respond to victims of violence. Each develop system to document and report cases of VAUSI and assistance program to victims. Therefore, other of and I, if applicable, necessary, prescribe additional guidelines and standards provided that these are consistent with the Act. So next is the summary of all about the VAUSI. So, the VAUSI Act, Nissan Land Bank legislation championing the cause of women. This specific law pertains the specific violations captured as 4 acts of violence defined in the law. Also, VAUSI was considered to be a public crime, allowing other persons to file the complaint, not only the victim or survivor. Further, the law allows protection orders distancing the perpetrator from the victim and vice versa for several purposes as provided for therein. Importantly, government units are mandated to provide specific and immediate mechanism to respondent appropriately to these VAUSI cases. So, these are the sources we use, and that would be all. Thank you.